Hello there, so welcome back to this channel where we are using Excel to develop a payroll system, and in the end we'll also be calculating the Nigerian pay, as well as some other taxes that we will incur. Okay, so we started from scratch and we're up to this level. So if you've not watched the previous videos, please, maybe you may need to watch those videos so that you grab a better understanding of where we stopped and why we're here. In the previous video, we were able to add some deductions and then the net columns for our payroll. Previously we had it up to total here, where we had total for everybody, and then we have just one deduction from the total, which is union due, and then we'll have our net as a take home for these guys. But today, let's just quickly put something here to show what we're doing. Say my company, January 2021 payroll. You watch the videos, you know what to do with this. It has exceeded this bit 3, so we need to increase it. In fact, we should put it, these are headings, so we need to put them in the center of this table that we're working on. So in order to do that, let's format this cell first. You can bold it. Let's change the font to Arial Black, and the font size to I've increased to 14. This is like heading. Below that too. And let's get the area. Let's increase that to 12. We will need to put this to the center, so we can highlight all the cells that are relevant to that cell, to the table, and right here just merge and center it. It's like that. This one to is the same. So what we're saying is to merge all the cells that we highlighted. You should turn them to one cell. That's how to merge cells. This is part of formatting cells. We want to join all of those cells together and make them a single cell. We do that with merge and center. You can also merge and across or merge cells, or merge if you need to merge cells. So this is what we have now. I don't think I like this font. I like that font. Let's go with mode area. So we just make a change now. I'll go ahead and save. Now what we want to achieve now, like I said in the previous video, we don't want to be entering figures here and there. In this video we'll create a master file that we will make reference to for positions. Say whenever we have anybody that's a manager, so amount is so we'll try to create a master file for salaries. That is salary scale. So that's how it's been done in corporate organizations. If you're a manager, you're a manager. Managers earn the same amount of money. If you are on the same hierarchy level with another staff, there's a certain amount of money that everybody earns. So if you're a manager, there's a particular amount that is allocated for you, and that amount is now distributed to the components of your salary. That's how it works. So that's why we need to create another sheet we'll call salary scale. You create a new sheet by clicking the plus button here. You see we have, when I clicked plus, it created another sheet 1 for me. This January salary was previously the sheet 1, but because we renamed it to January salary, this is default name for a new sheet. by default. So if you need to change the name, again you right click and rename. You can also change color and so on and so forth. We will get to those ones if we need them. We tailor it to what we need, and that's the payroll system and the payee whatever. So I'm going to rename this one to call it salary scale, because we'll be making reference to it henceforth, because we may have 5 managers and 2 front desk, 10 staff drivers and so on and so forth. So all of them must be on the same salary scale, except if we have other rules that define scaling. But I think that's how it applies in most organizations, even MDAs and so on, so where they have grade level 1, grade level whatever step. So you know that if you're in grade level 1, step 1, there's a particular amount of money that you earn every month, and everybody on that same level and that same grade will earn the same amount of money. So that is how it works. It's just a rule. So what we will do now is to create our own rule for our company. So we can say salaries my company, salary scale, or just say 2021, because you can decide to change the scale in 2022, 2021 salary scale. So we'll be making reference to this file later, or to this sheet for these guys here. We don't want to be entering these figures, we just make reference. I talked about reference in previous videos, and I said we'll continue making use of references throughout the rest of the videos, because that is the purpose for this. So we'll say designation amount. Now there are several overlappings here, we just need to, I think I can drag if I want, undo that. I'll drag this and put this should be centered. Margin center is 2. I can have serial number instead, which means I need to adjust this to margin center. First it will merge, and then you have to merge it again. This same thing here too. So I can increase or change the font here to Arial black. This one to just Arial. I increase the font size to 12. 2021 salary scale. So yeah, let's say we have managers, and then we have salespersons, an IT manager, salesperson, IT manager. We also have store manager, driver, and front desk. Store manager, driver, front desk, like so. So we can have 1, 2. I would autofill. I'll double click to autofill, like so. And I will put these guys to left alignment, like so. I think I need to bold these guys here, and then create the font size of everybody and put them to Oriya. Create the font size to 12. I will put border these guys. This is not magic, it's what we've done, like so. Now format this ones to account, so that's when I put figure in there. So for our store managers, for every manager, we want to give them 100,000. That is so nice. That's what I want to offer them. I would just want to write alignment to make it yeah. So this is our company. For every salesperson, if you're a salesperson at my company limited, okay, let's put limited, such that company limited. To edit a cell, just click on it, or double click rather, or you press F2 to edit what you already have. But if you click on it and you just start typing, it will delete what you have already. Remember about escape button. If you are messing up your cell, press escape to go back, to go away from that. I think I need to unbold this. Yeah, like so. So I made some changes. Please do not forget to save your work many times as you want, because it is always. So for salesperson, we want to give them it 5,000. We don't care who it is. IT manager, let's go for 90,000. Store managers, 75,000. If you're a driver, you should earn 50,000. You are earning 50,000 at my place of work, at my company limited. If you're a front desk officer, you are starting with 35,000. Start with 35,000. These are the rules. I mean, this is the rule for our own company. It may be different in other people, in other organizations. They may have some other conditions which we can inculcate as time, as we develop this. Maybe if you start early, if you have spent 10 years and so on and so forth. Those are rules that they. But for now, this is our own salary scale. These are the positions we have in our company. Every manager is on 100,000 total salary. Total salary, including taxes and every other. So this is the rule that we'll be working on. So guys, let us dig deep inside this and see how it all works out. So definitely we need to delete all of this. And hey, look, everything is gone, like so. Now what we want to do is this. We need to make reference. We need to make reference to calculate total for us. Yes, we know total is for manager. We know that we are paying him 100,000. We want to divide 100,000 or total sum to this component. This should take 30% of the total sum, the rest 15%. I think that should make 100. 15, that is 60. Basic salary should be 40%. Every other person or every other component is 15%. So we'll say that this, because we know that Adewale John is a manager and we know that managers earn 100,000, so we need to reference this cell here, this cell D8 on sheet salary scale. How do we do that? We will say basic salary is equal to what? 30% of what? Now we need to make a reference. You can make reference to anywhere, even on files that are not on your system. You can make reference to cells that are on the internet, because usually this salary scale, in top organizations, you can't just have it. It is a very confidential sheet that could be kept on some server somewhere. All you just see is the figure. Do you understand? So, but because it is here, we can make reference to it quickly. So we just need to point to where we want to make reference to. Some cases, for instance, if we want to make reference to this time, we just need to click on it. But because it's on another cell, or another sheet rather, we click on that sheet. Now Excel is so intelligent that it has written the name of the sheet out for us right here in this formula bar. You can see that the formula continues is equal to 30% of salary scale in quotation. And what is the name of the cell? We put the name of the cell here. We just point to it and press enter. It will take you back to your original cell that you are working on. See, this is 30% of cell D8 in sheet salary scale. This is salary scale. So if by tomorrow somebody decides to, okay, no, managers, no, let's give them 50,000. You change the value here, but look, this one has also changed, because at any point in time, this cell will always give you 30% of this cell, and that's because you make reference to it. And if by any reason, if by one way or the other this cell got missing, somebody goes and deletes it, that's why we say it is very confidential. If somebody goes ahead and delete that, we don't have manager anymore, what will happen? Oops, we have ref, and everything will get messed up. As you can see, everything will be messed up. This ref is because it's a reference. The cell we are making reference to is gone, it's not available anymore, and that's a problem. So you want to make sure that if you are making reference to any cell, that cell is always available. There's a difference if it's available and it's not taking the appropriate value inside of it, because the cell cannot calculate. Well, it should be available at any point in time. So I'll just undo what I did. Let's go back to 100,000, and then we're good to go. So we can do the same for the rest of the cells, and this one too is equals to, because we don't know, so it's also 30% of salesperson's salary. So we go to salesperson, we have it here, click it and press enter, it will calculate. This is also equal to 30% of IT manager salary. Go to IT manager, pick the IT manager salary like so. This is also 30% of store manager. Go to store manager, salary scale, store manager, this is the cell, like so. Then we have for driver 30%. Basic salary is 30% of driver salary scale, like so. Then we can have this too as 30% of front desk officer salary scale, like so. And there we have it. We have made adjustments. As you can see, things are beginning to pop up into this place, and then we can always save our work. So we need to do the same for the rest of this, just changing the percentages. Well, these ones are, wait a minute, I think this is 40% or not 30. Oh, so I need to change this back to 40% instead of 30. So I'm just pressing F2 and changing the formula right there to 40%. See how easy this is. Yeah, so change the formula to 40%. Actually, there are several other ways to do this, but we need to learn it this way, because we can actually write the percentages somewhere and make reference. So if we need to change the percentage like so, it will be easy instead of going one after the other like this, but we will take them gradually. It's all about referencing. Everything is all about referencing. So we are all on 40% now, I think, for everybody. So we can save this work. So we need to divide the 60% to the rest of these guys, so 15% everybody here. So this guy is 15% of manager salary, like so. Let's see if we can copy this downward here. Let's see what we have. If this is correct, then we can go ahead and use it. So let's check it. We say transport is 15% of front desk salary. So it says salary scale D13. Is D13 front desk salary? This is D, this is 13. I think it is right. So this is D13, and the formula has picked D13 for us on the salary scale, and I think we're good to go. Let's just check this one. It says D10 salary scale D10. So we go to salary scale, we look for D10. That is IT manager. Is that IT manager? So we're good to go. I think we can do the same for the rest of these guys here. So this is 15% of manager salary. What is going on? Oh, I don't put the equal sign, so that is why it is very important to start with the equal sign. 50% of the manager's salary. If you are copying cells formulas, you need to make sure that it is correct. Please, you must make sure that it is correct. So now we are working with formulas, I mean with reference. It is very easier that way. 10% of manager salary. So in the end we must achieve this 100,000 if everything is correct for us. So the last one here, 15% of manager's salary. As you can see, it made up 100,000 naira, and every other thing too is equal. So we have this one now. We can save this work, and let's assume somebody decided to change this one, all these figures to 120,000. Obviously in our salary now we should expect 120,000 for manager. This guy should now be on 90,000. Also nice. This person should be 100,000, like so. 80,000 for this guy, and 65,000 for the driver. This new girl should take 50,000. This is what we want to be paying. If you look at it now, everything has updated itself. That is the power of Excel. You don't need to do anything. Everybody is there. And see, if you look at all these cells, they are not figures anymore, but they are data. I mean formulas rather, and they calculate just like that. So the only thing we need to change here is just this one. This is also formulas, percentages. Everything here now is formula, but a layman looking at it will be seeing 48,000, 60,000 and thousands and figures like that. But you did it. You know that everything you're seeing here is just formulas. There are formulas that has been displayed, you know, to us like that, like so. So guys, I think we have achieved something here today. If you do not understand very well, please, you may need to rewind the video or watch it again so that you get a better understanding of the things that we'll discuss here today, because we need to build more on this. While we are entering individual 40% and whatever percent, we need to have some tables, other references that we can just change those percentages. As we change the figures here, if we decide to, we should also be able to change percentages, and then calculations should just go ahead like that. So in the next couple of videos we will also try to achieve that, and then we'll start working on proper deductions for our, before we get our net and all those things, so that will also now include the taxes and other statutory and non-statutory deductions. The union due is statutory for the purpose of the union, not to the government. But if you are talking about statutory in terms of by law, in terms of tax rather, union due is not allowed. It is not a statutory deduction as far as tax is concerned. But we'll get to that place. We'll get that when we get to that place. So guys, it has been wonderful today. I hope you get one or two things. So thank you for watching today. So make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification to alert you when the next video is up. Have a good time.